So, like, alright, so then we will go over those. Let me check your paperwork here. Okay. So we do have to do the basic classes, like required for every year, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. There are ones that you are required to take, and then there are ones that you can pick from, okay? So if you want to focus more on the graphic arts, we can definitely pick from those, but I would encourage that you maybe pick from maybe a secondary hobby you have, or a secondary interest, just to explore and figure out if there's anything else that maybe later down the line you'd like to minor in college, or anything like that. Okay, so let's start then. So for freshman year, you have to do you are required to take geometry, and then there will be calculus down the line. You can either choose to do that junior or senior year, depending on how things go with geometry and trigonometry. So, alright, so math then will be geometry. Okay, and then for English, you can choose to do more reading focused class, or you can do a more writing focused class. So those would both be like English reading, English writing, kind of dash like that. So are you more interested in reading or writing? You will do both. Yeah, you will do both in the classes, but like I said, they can be more focused towards one or the other. Okay. Then we will have to choose. So the gym class, you only have to do that 1 year. You can decide which year you'd like to do that. It doesn't have to be freshman year, but we usually suggest that people do it freshman year to get it done and over with, so you can kind of do whatever you want for the rest of your high school career. Totally up to you, but yeah, and I would say as you get, sophomore, junior, senior, you will have more freshmen in that class anyway, just because of how we recommend it. So, okay, let's do that then. Then, let's see, so for sciences, freshman year is usually biology. Okay. Alright. So, that is offered as a dual credit because we have a version where it's not and then where it is, but the one where it is, you do more dissections and more hands-on experiments. So that is up to you what you'd like to do there. Yeah, if you're a little squeamish, I would say maybe don't do it, but okay, alright, so alright, and then history. So we start with American history for freshman year. That is dual credit, yes. Okay. Yeah, I just want to go over everything with you, make sure it's okay. Like I said, some of these things are standard, so we don't really move them around, but say if you were more advanced, let me check your file again. If you were more advanced in any of the classes in middle school, perhaps, we could always see about getting approval from a middle school teacher to say, like, you are advanced and you could, if you wanted to, skip It's just some paperwork that needs to be filled out for that. But yeah, I think we're on track here. And so we have the basics done. Okay, so to look at more of your focus here, we do offer graphic imaging technology. That is where you learn the basics of Photoshop and Illustrator and even InDesign. I'm not sure if you are aware of that one. Not too many people your age know of it and use it regularly. I know most people use Photoshop. So yeah, you'll go over the basics, do some small projects on the computers, and then you will go and do more hands-on projects where you will print them out and cut them or so, and put them together. So that's always an option. We also have another class that is more focused on the art side of the graphic arts. So you do create more projects that you print off, and you'll do different kinds of mediums. There are some where you will create a project on Photoshop and then you will print it out and cut it up and put it in different patterns, or you will make t-shirts, but not as involved as in the graphic imaging class, because you'll go through the whole printmaking process in a further graphic imaging class. So, okay, so you want the okay. You could do both if you wanted. One is more geared towards, or like, not completely business. You do fun things, but it's more computer than it is creating. Yeah. Okay. So we're putting you in level 1 for that, and then next semester or even next year you can go on to 2. Okay. And then there is an advanced version of that class, which is a whole year. These ones are just semesters, okay? Now, since you like graphic arts, would you like to focus on art as well, or would you like to focus on writing, since you mentioned that you did enjoy writing? There are creative writing classes, and there are also more like speech classes where you do write essays that you will present. That is not the most fun for people, but we do get the occasional student who is way more interested in speaking than writing. Okay, so creative writing. Okay, very nice. Let me check. Okay, so that wouldn't completely fill up your schedule. If you'd like, we can do the second semester now. You can always change it. So geometry would stay the same. English would stay the same. PE is a full year. Biology, dual credit, and then American history. So dual credit just really offers you the ability to get college credits now, and it can shorten your college life experience by sometimes even a full year, just depending on how many you do in high school. So it's a great option for people who don't really enjoy school and cannot do things out at once. And it also costs less if you do it in high school than in college. So yeah, we always recommend that, but we don't enforce it. Like, you don't have to, because those classes can be a little harder. They're not difficult, but you see a difference You're still okay with the 2 then? Okay. So for the second semester then, we could do, let's see, you could do the graphic imaging too if you'd like. Okay. Alright, and then, is there anything else you're interested in, or would you just like me to start going over classes that we offer that are popular, are, you know, maybe more hands-on or creative? Okay, so yeah, we offer foods classes. Those are more hands-on. There's foods 1, 2, and then there's advanced foods, which is how we have most things, you know, 1, 2, and then advanced. Some of them have 3 and then advanced. But you would have to kind of do those pretty close together because of the amount of time you're here at the school and the years you're available here, and then the semesters available, you know. So yeah, in foods 1, you'll learn how to properly cut different kinds of foods, and then preparing different kinds of foods, and then you will also create a meal at the end of the semester, which you'll have a guest come in and try it, and then, you know, they'll kind of rate the experience, rate the flavor of the food, which I know can sound kind of harsh, but it's supposed to be like someone's parent or so they're not going to be ridiculously harsh on you, but it is part of your grade. And then foods 2, you get to actually bake a little bit more in there, and you will make a cake that you can enter in a contest at the end of the semester where the teachers and the different classmates, whoever walks by, will vote on them. And then, yeah, you'll be graded on different techniques you use for that, but it's, again, more cooking, baking, and then there will be the cake at the end of the semester, and there will also be another guest coming in and trying a meal you prepare. And then in advanced, you'll do different foods from around the world and bake those, and it's just lots of hands-on and lots of learning measurements and different techniques in the kitchen. We also have early childhood education, so we have child development, which would be the first level where you'd learn about babies and younger children and taking care of a child. It's a lot of basic baby level stuff. You'll learn about all sorts of processes, and we do have the robot babies that we don't have enough for everyone to take home, but if you're interested in doing that as a project, you can take a baby home and have it overnight. And then early childhood development is where you would do more so things that are geared towards toddlers to first graders, I would say. You can create a daycare. You can even manage a daycare. We offer a program where children come in and do a whole daycare experience where the class is teaching them and doing everything with the child, and the teacher just oversees everything to make sure they're okay. That's very, if you like children, that's very hands-on then. And then, yeah, that's pretty much what that one is. There are some papers too that I can give you about the different classes, and like I said, we can pick some now just to have it prepared, but if you'd like to ever change something, we can. You can just schedule time to come meet with me again and we'll change it. So let's see, we also have wood shop class, which is pretty self-explanatory. You get to make your own little drag car in there, drag race car in there, and then You do a lot of other things. You learn how to like sand wood, shape wood. There's also a mechanics class where you do get to work on cars. That's pretty hands-on. We also have more of a 3D printing and robotics class. It's kind of like the two of them together because you get to create robots. There is a club for that as well. And then there's always like the business kinds of classes, like financial management and yeah, so if numbers are kind of difficult, then that probably would be the route to go. And then of course we have a ton of art classes. So there's anything from drawing to painting. There's even printmaking, 3D art, 2D art, which is where we start most people, but yeah, and that's a full year, so that would have to be done, and you'd have to either switch something for a semester to do that the full year, or you'd have to just wait and do it next year. So okay, so we'll hold 2D art until next year, and then here, I'll make a note of that. Okay. Good. All right. Yeah, next year you will still have, let's see, you'll have a core 4 because you'll have the PE done. You will have to do health for a semester. That's just a semester though. That's also offered over the summer if you feel like knocking a class out over the summer. Not everyone wants to do that though. So you could push health to next year, but like I said, only one semester, so you'd have about 3 to 4 spots open to do what you'd like, but there are 4 core classes next year. Okay. So you'd like to try foods? Okay. So foods 1 will be, we need 1 more after that. That'll be another extra. And then, yes, like I said, the foods classes, child development, mechanics, woodworking, the money kind of stuff, but, you know, and then, yeah, you have to do 2D art before you get into any other art class, so child development, okay. Great. Okay, and that'll be 1 first semester too. So yes, that is the semester where you get to take the robot baby home. And usually it's overnight. It's not any longer than that because we only have like a handful of them. I think we have like 5, so we have to make sure everyone in the classes gets a chance to do it before the semester's over. And oh yes, there's even a early childhood development class where you can create classes as well, like you'll create lesson plans and stuff like that, and that's more if you're interested in being any sort of teacher. Now I would suggest like the graphic arts, you could go any direction with that. You could go like commercial, you could go, you know, branding, you could use that for art, you could even work towards becoming a teacher for graphic arts as well. So you can always talk to the graphic imaging teacher and they can give you an example of things maybe they did to get to where they are if that's an interest of yours. So, so let me double check. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, Yep, got 8 classes there and 8 classes in the first semester. And do you have any questions for me about any of the classes before we move on? Okay. Let me just go over this again. Do you have a college plan? You don't have to have a college plan. I know there are trades as well that you can go into, but if you're interested in the graphic arts class, I would assume college. I know there have been students who just get out of high school and start working in graphic arts fields because you can teach yourself that kind of stuff at home. It depends like how involved you are with it and or if you'd like further schooling on it. And you are always welcome to change your plan. That's just, we have to have some sort of plan going into the high school career for everything, but you are more than welcome to change your plan if you find doing one of these other classes that you're more interested in something else. Okay? Okay. So, yeah, like I said, do you have a college plan, any sort of career plan going forward out of here? Okay, so you're thinking about college then? Alright, let me make a note of that. Would you like to go out of state? Would you like to stay more like at a community college? Do you have a plan that far ahead yet? Okay, going away would be an interest. And as of right now, just to fill it in, you would say you would stick with the graphic arts then? Okay. Graphic arts, graphic design. And would you like me to come up with a list of schools? Like, do you have an area you'd like to travel to, live in for the college experience or anything like that? I could pull together a list of the most popular graphic design schools. I know there's one in Rhode Island and there's one in Florida. Chicago is always good. And then, of course, California. Okay, yes, I can pull together a list of those, and next time you come in, I'll bring them up to you so you can keep them in mind, but we don't have to really talk about that just yet. You'll be focusing more on that junior and senior year. And senior year, you'll be writing essays for different scholarships and, to get into the schools, if that is still your plan by then. Okay, and we can always talk about other career paths and schooling options going forward. Does not have to be college if you don't want it to be by the time we get, to that point. Yeah. So, alright, is there anything else regarding